Hi, it's Lovey, and we're going to cook something good today, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two in the process. Originally, I wasn't planning on filming today, as you can tell by my hair, it's a little crazy. But I want to make cabbage soup. I was, on the social media this morning, and every other video was cabbage soup. So I said, let's do it. So here we go. I happen to have a lot of the ingredients already in my fridge, and I think mostly everyone will. So you just get together your main ingredients, which is actually the Trinity, if you didn't know that already, which is onion, chopped carrots, and chopped celery. So we're gonna put it all together. I think it's a moire pois. Is that the right way to say it? So we'll make that first. But in the meantime, you're gonna need diced tomatoes. You're gonna need, I wanna put some actual, I like tomatoes, so I'll put crushed tomatoes in too. And I'm gonna throw in some escarole, only because I have it. I may throw some spinach in. And of course, our main star of the story is cabbage. Spices, you'll need salt and pepper, red pepper flakes if you like it. And salt, of course, garlic pepper, Italian seasoning. And that's basically it, onion seasoning, and I may throw some green beans in, only because it's stuff you have on hand. You want low carb and you want tasty. Okay, oh, and we have asparagus. Just happen to have it in the fridge. So let me get to chopping. I will spare you the details of watching me chop everything. That's the one thing I can't stand on social media. I hate watching people chop things. So okay, let's do it. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. We have our pot with our butter and oil. I like olive oil. I threw in some of the onions, and we have our Trinity going on. So we have our carrots. I chopped up 4 carrots into coins, and celery, 4 celery stalks, and a half an onion. We don't need more than a half an onion. So we want to pour that all in. Notice the vintage false craft bowl. And we're gonna saute that for about 4 to 5 minutes. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you this. I saved all the clippings or the cuttings from the veggies. And I'm gonna throw it in the freezer. That way, when you go to make bone broth out of either chicken or beef, you throw all the tail ends in, you give lots of flavor, vitamins actually, to your base. So, all right, so let's saute that for a few minutes and then we'll come back. Okay, so now it's been about 10 minutes. Our veggies are getting nice and soft, our Trinity here. And right at this point now, we can start adding our seasonings. So here I have, on my vintage Wedgwood plate, I have paprika, about a half a tablespoon, about a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, half a tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of Italian seasoning, or oregano, Italian seasoning. Half a teaspoon of black powder and a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to put that all in there and mix all that around. All right, and now we can add our wet items. Okay, so we've let this saute another minute just to let everything kind of mix together beautifully. It smells wonderful. It really smells great. So now we have a large can of crushed tomatoes. We'll add that. Makes a nice base and a good flavor. Mix that in. And to give it a little bit of bulk, we're going to add in our diced tomatoes. Go. Diced tomatoes in the pot. And at this point, you're going to add all your other vegetables. And we'll let it simmer. We have to add some water. And I forgot to mention earlier, you're going to need some chicken bouillon, because we're going to add some water to this. All right. Let's get our veggies ready to go in just a minute. Okay, so we've got our cabbage all chopped up finer. I like it chopped up a little bit finer. We also have our escarole chopped and ready to go, and our asparagus. This is sauteing along nicely. So let's add our cabbage. Actually, this is half a cabbage. I made something a couple days ago, and I just put this aside for later. So we're gonna take our cabbage and throw it on top. Stir that in. And I also have asparagus that was left over. It's ready to go. It was not going to last another day. So in goes the asparagus. And that's really what I want to show everyone, that cooking is not hard. It doesn't have to be hard. You can use whatever you have in your house. You can use substitutes. For instance, the other day I made a fruit tart and I didn't have any regot. So I used Greek yogurt, unsweetened, as the base. And it came out really wonderful. Well, maybe I'll do that one of my shows. But in the meantime, we've got our cabbage in there, and I'm gonna wait on the escarole. We could do that last. In the meantime, we're gonna add 2 cups of water, 4 cups. 4 cups of water, maybe 3. Not quite 4 cups, but you can do it by eye. And to that, I'm gonna add 2 chicken bouillons. All right, and then we'll let that simmer and then we'll come back. Okay, so, sorry I moved this over a little too far. Our cabbage soup has been simmering for about 20 minutes and I tasted it and it's still a little tough. So we're just, and that's what you do. You just experiment and you taste and you touch. And so I could at this point even add chicken if I wanted to, but it wouldn't be the true cabbage soup that you see trending. So it's up to you. And whatever vegetables you put in here, just make sure they are low carb. Right now, I did take our green beans that were canned and I put the liquid aside. So if I need to add more liquid to this later on, I'll use that. So we'll put in our French green beans. It can be any beans you like. These are low carb. You know, you can't put legumes in here or peas or corn because that would defeat the whole purpose. Although you could put chicken in it. So this is a good low carb. If you want to, you know, detox your diet, this would be the soup to go with. So I'm going to let this simmer for about another, probably half an hour, test it, and then we'll just keep going. And then at that point, I'll add my escarole. All right. Okay, so it's been cooking about a half an hour. You don't want it too soft. You want to have a little bit of bite. You know, you want to taste that cabbage. So to that, we're going to add our escarole, and that boils down pretty quickly. Look how beautiful and green that is. And you got some good fiber, and you got some good vitamins in there too. So, you know, it's all in what you like. If you don't like escarole, don't put it in. If you'd rather have spinach, put fresh spinach in. So we're going to let that boil down. In the meantime, I've tasted it. It tastes wonderful. I have my glass of wine because, as you know, wine is the spice of life. And it's what we need to garnish our meal. So from Lovey to you, enjoy and don't be afraid to cook. And tell your mom and dad you love them.